I'm Chi Wang, a Chinese Canadian who immigrated to West Vancouver in 2017. I love living here and I try to give back to the community by volunteering with local charities and foundations. But today, I'm here to tell you about one person and his impact on our community. I met my neighbor Godfrey one day when he mistakenly received a package that was addressed to me. As an immigrant, I still expected to be seen as a newcomer and outsider. And I was on guard when Godfrey might see me this way too. Gradually, we started to talk to each other more. He invited me to have brunch with him. Our Saturday brunches at local restaurants became a tradition, and over time, I learned his life story. I was curious about what motivated a retired forester to become a volunteer and a philanthropist.
My first contact with neighbors working together and being very kind to each other. I was only 6 years old and when we were living in Ocean Falls during the Great Depression of the 30s. And at that time, neighbors that shot a deer would share it with the whole little community, and people that caught salmon would share that with us too. And my mother would make muffins for many people, and so we all worked together as best we could and cared about one another, and that stuck in my mind for all these years. Well, the best thing I've done in my life so far was to travel to Scandinavia and Europe to study forestry when I was a young man of 25 and 26. And I learned a great deal more than just forestry. I was very interested in how people lived and what their history was like and their culture and languages and how they all worked together, and I'd learned a great deal about life in a well-developed country. And many of them were very kind to me. I was traveling on a shoestring budget with very, very little money, and many offered their homes for me to stay in, and several of them emphasized that it was nothing that I had to do for them, but in 10, 20, or 30 years, if I could possibly do something for somebody else, expecting nothing in return, that would be a great thing for me to do. And I've tried to do that. They were called acts of kindness, random or targeted acts of kindness in those days. And it's since become in English-speaking countries more commonly referred to as a pay-it-forward concept. I'm very happy to be part of it and wish that the whole mankind would consider doing something like that. Pay it forward means a great deal to me because it points out the fact that we are trying to do something positive and beneficial for our neighbors and our friends and people in general. If the whole concept of giving can be passed along and nobody expects anything in return from doing positive, favorable acts, then I believe that it can spread from a community to a province, to a country, and if at all possible, for the rest of the world. It's especially important now when we're living through very difficult times. It'd be nice to think that something positive, like pay it forward, can last and get stronger and bring people together, because we have a great deal of strength working together than working in fractions.
Godfrey paid it forward to me by welcoming me to West Vancouver and offering me friendship when I was lonely. Godfrey has shown us that kindness is contagious and can have ripple effects throughout the community. It is what keeps communities like West Vancouver strong, inclusive, and welcoming.